Page Lamed Beis, we're discussing the difference between the Amunah by Yidden and the Amunah by Goyim Lahavdol. And right over here, what we learned yesterday was that based on the shayrish of where Yidden and Goyim, their neshama, Lahavdol, comes from, that's the level of what their Amunah is about. The Goyim are not mitzuva ala shittuf, which means shittuf is that the Eibishter is the only creator, but there are other powers in creation that participate in getting things done, in the hashpah coming into the world. There's kechavim, mazalis, and different powers in nature that participate in bringing the hashpah into the world. Goyim are not commanded to believe that the Eibishter is the very only power that exists in all of the functions of creation, because the shayrish of their neshama itself comes from after tzimtzum, which allows for an existence other than the Eibishter himself, that allows for another metzius to emerge. So therefore their belief system in the creation and the Eibishter also allows for there to be shittuf, to combine other powers that are also instrumental in bringing Hashem's flow into the world. However, Yidden, let's continue inside. Where are we over here? Omnam. We're holding, the first word on the line is Hadibur. Omnam b'china seiv kolamen, on page Lamed Beis, about 6 lines from the top. Ja, Omnam b'china seiv kolamen, hu inyan machshava. Seiv kolamen, the source of seiv kolamen is machshava. The inner thoughts of the Eibishter. Like by human being, thoughts are internal. They're not communicating to outside. There's no zulas, it's all internal. So the same thing is also lamayla machshava, shemachshava ein lo hefsik, umeshetetes tamid. The thoughts are never interrupted. It's constantly ongoing. And another point, shamachshava levush hamiyuchad im hanefesh. Machshava is a garment, as the Alter Rebbe Tanya says, a person has 3 garments, machshava, dibur, and maaseh. But machshava is a garment which is unified with the nefesh itself. It's very expressive. It's the first expression of what's going on internally within the soul itself. The person's emotions, the person's ideas come out in machshava, and it's unified with the nefesh itself. So there's 2 points that I've said over here. First of all, it's constant. The fact that it's constant shows that it's not a separate entity, something that you could take on, take off, a piece of garment, a clothing that a person can exchange and take it on, take it off. So that shows that it's external. It's not such a deep expression. This is some machshav, something that has no hefsik. It's constant. And it's like part of the nefesh itself. Although it's only an expression, but it's very deep inside the person, that it's unified with the source, with the emotions, with whatever a person is experiencing emotionally, automatically that emotional experience is mirrored by his thoughts. It comes out into the thoughts automatically. It's not something that a person has to consciously think, which words am I going to speak, and open his mouth and speak. Whatever's happening in his internal experience is there in his thoughts.
And it's continuous. And
it's constant, right. So this is the reason why the Amunah of Goyim, they only believe in the level of Mamal Kalaman. The Amunah of Yidden is on a level of Seiviv Kalaman. The Goyim, their source of where their chayis, their nefesh comes from, is from a level of Elikim. B'chinas Mamal Kalaman. Olam HaDibur, the world of Dibur that allows for another existence. Mashenki Yisrael, Sharsham b'chinas Seiviv Kalaman, the shayrish of where they come from is from Seiviv Kalaman. Olam HaMachshava, Kamayim Yisrael, Olam HaMachshava. That Yidden have entered into the machshava of the Eibishter, and therefore they have that level of Amunah. So this is a deeper hesbah than what it said earlier in the Maamar. What did we say earlier in the Maamar? Mamala Kalalman is something that a person could understand with seichel. You could look and learn and investigate into the mitzias of the world, and through the chachma of chkira, science, you can come to the conclusion and see that there's a creator, there's energy in the world, there's everything that has being controlled, and there's a cheshbon. Seichel. A guy has seichel. You can use the seichel to figure that out. Amunah, to believe in something which you cannot prove or see in the world, that's something a guy can't come to. That was the hezbollah we said earlier in the Maamar. Now the Rebbe is saying a deeper hesber, mitzad the shayrish of where the chayas of a yid, the neshama of a yid, and the nefesh of a guy comes from. Mitzad their source l'mayla, that's the real reason for the distinction. Because a guy comes from a place that's after tzimtzum, that's shem elakim, so therefore that's how far he could reach, that's how far he could believe in. The neshama of a yid that comes from machshava is able to believe in, has the natural amunah in Seviv Kalaman. Ma sheyesh b'Yisrael ha'amunah gam ha'bechina shalamayla miSeviv Kalaman. This that we mentioned before, that really the amunah of yidden goes even higher than the level of Seviv Kalaman. That's hinted in the expression the Medrash says. It's not only that yidden come from machshava, that olu. In machshava itself, there are various levels. The shayrish of the neshamas of Yidden is in a deeper level within machshava gufa. Kidua pirish b'mayim Yisrael all b'machshava. The pshat in the words Yisrael all b'machshava is she'olu b'darga hachi nailas b'machshava. The Yidden enter into the deepest level of machshava. Shalamayla mikol hagiluyim, that's removed of any other expressions and revelations that come out. I mean, b'pashtas, just to explain this idea, b'kitzer. You have in machshava two different levels. You have the machshava that a person thinks and plans, where a person is thinking about something that he's about to speak to someone or he's about to do. That's an external machshava, where you have very particular words and sentences and a framework of an idea in mind that you want to communicate. Then you have a machshava that's just automatic and natural. It's inside of you, it's part of you. You're, like I said before, your natural, your emotional experience comes out into your thoughts. That's not something you're thinking, what am I going to say? There's no particular words there. When you think about that level of machshava, there's no particular sentences or words there. It's the expression of your emotions that are present in your mind. That's a much deeper level of machshava. That's removed of anything that's going to be revealed and expressed or communicated. So when it says all of the machshava, the Yidden entered into the internal experience of the Eibishter himself as he's removed of any existence. And even more so, the Rebbe continues, in other places we find that Yidden are higher than the concept of machshava altogether. The shayrish of Yidden is even higher than this. Expression, the Medrash says that Yidden came up in machshava, in the highest level of machshava. Generally speaking, this is on a level that could be defined as machshava, which is a specific level of thought, which is one garment. It's a high level of machshava. Well, derech Maimon Razal, as we clearly see the expression that it says in the Medrash, that there's various levels of machshava. Machshavton shel Yisrael kodma l'chol davar. The thought of the existence of Yidden comes before anything else. There's the Yidden that Eibishter is thinking about, then there's Torah, and then there's the creation that follows. So that's like when a person has, what's the purpose and what's really behind everything? What's the machshava that comes before, and not only in the sense of in time. There was no time before creation. It's not pshat that in time the Eibishter thinks first about Yidden, then Torah, then what's deeper? What's the real purpose that's the internal, deepest source that everything else that follows is for that? That's the Yidden. So we see that in machshava gufa there's many levels. But still, hine avshe kodma l'chol davar. In this expression that the machshava of Yidden is before everything else, and that means that the Yidden are taken machshava, but in the deepest level of machshava. But then we find that Yidden are higher than machshava altogether. The real source of the neshama of a Yid is above the whole entire idea of machshava altogether. Higher than even the highest level of machshava. It's so removed from everything that follows that you can't say that this is before what comes after. It's not, has no connection. Yidden are rooted so deeply inside the very essence of Hashem himself, whatever follows afterwards doesn't compare b'chlal. There's no connection in the shayrish of the neshama of a Yid to any other existence whatsoever. Where do we see this idea? That the shayrish of the Yidden are completely removed and higher than everything else. This is seen from this that the Medrash says, Bami nimlach. Who did the Eibishter consult with when it came to creation? B'nishmeiseyim shel tzadikim. With the neshamas of tzadikim. Haino, meaning, shahahamlocha. Ala machshava atzma hi im neshamas Yisrael. When it says that the Eibusha consults with Yidden, this refers to the fact that there's going to be any machshava. Machshava is already an expression. Machshava is a place where there's an expression that's the source of creation. Who did the Eibusha B'chlal consult with? Whether B'chlal there should be such a machshava, whether B'chlal to have such a plan of creation, that's the Yidden. The Sheidish of Yidden is even higher than that. The Yidden are totally removed of the idea of machshava. The idea of nimlach, of consulting, below in this world, consulting is that one person consults with another. So the expression of consulting means that there's me and him, and I'm using his expertise in this area to consult with him. Obviously, l'mayla, that doesn't exist. It's not pshat that the Eibishter has an other existence outside of him and he consults with somebody else. So therefore the pshat of the word nimlach has to be much deeper. It's all within the Eibishter himself in the decision process before there's any decision yet. When that's when the machshava comes out. When a person has a decision, so then there's the machshava about that decision. How is he going to do it? Or the machshavas come out as a result of that decision. But the decision within the Eibishter himself before there's any machshava, that's the sheidish of Neshamas Yisrael. So the nimlach is all an internal experience within the Eibishter himself when he hasn't yet decided. That's how deep the sheidish of Yidden are. When you talk about the sheidish of the Yidden, where they come, what's the first place where their sheidish is as far as their revelation is concerned? Once the Yidden are being revealed from the source. There the term machshava is used. Aval sharsham, but the sheidish of the neshama is before they're being revealed from their source, is removed from machshava. That's internal, before there's any machshava in the decision process, before there's any decision, the Yidden are there present within the essence of the Eibusha himself. Omitzat sharsham b'bchina zu yesh behem inyan ha'amuna gam b'bchinas atzmus u'mahosein seif baracho. Because of the sheidish of Yidden on this level, so therefore the Yidden have an amuna not only in Seiviv, but also in the very essence of the Eibishter himself.
It's so mighty that even the sellers,
the Gashmis, the Daimim woke up.
even the diamond woke up.
I thought you meant to sell on eBay on that.
And for sure woke up the Chai. I don't know, but the Daimon woke up the Chai.
The Medabert.
Did the Goyim have Bittul Ayash, or they not even that? Or they have
Did he mention something before about that, about Bittul Ayash? I don't think so. In the previous Maamar, he spoke about Bittul Ayash and Zera Behema, but he's even Zera Behema is regarding the Shamas Yisrael. I don't remember him saying Bittul Ayash regarding Goyim.
in other words, even that.
So let's assume not. I'm not 100% sure, but let's assume not.
Because Aristotle believed that the yesh was always there. There was no yesh me'ayin. I don't know if it's the first one was basically about the yesh me'ayin. So they believed the yesh was always here, but Hashem is moving it. Hashem is activating it, is having an effect on it.
Mm-hmm.
So is that Bittul Yesh? It's not.
I don't think so.
Yesh.
I don't think so. Although Yidden have it in their soul, mitzad sheidish of their neshama, all of the levels of amunah that we spoke about, not only the amunah on the level of mamalek kalam, but not only on seiviv kalam, every Yid mitzad sheidish of his neshama has that level of amunah connected to the very essence of Hashem. Every Yid realize on for this amunah on Moshe Rabbeinu. Sheyifarnes b'emes amunah, that he should sustain this amunah. What's the pshat? Hainu, meaning loy mi boy ha amunah b'bchinas atzmos ein seif baruch hu. Needless to say, when it comes to the deepest level of amunah, connected to the very essence of Hashem, sheleyaisa yerusha bulvad. This is something that we said before. This is maminim b'nei maminim. This is what Yidden inherit from Avraham Avinu, the sheidish of the neshama that comes from Avraham Avinu. So since it's just an inheritance, it's possible that amunah that's there in the essence of the soul, mitzad the sheidish of the neshama, should remain concealed. You can get an inheritance and you don't necessarily derive any benefit of it. It could sit on a bank account or somewhere concealed from you, and there's nothing you can do with it. Moshe Rabbeinu has to reveal the potential, the concealed power of Amunah that the neshama has. Elegam Amunah b'bchenes Seiviv Kalalmin. This is also true regarding the level of Amunah that comes from Seiviv. Efshe shetishoyer b'bchenes Makif. It's possible that Amunah should remain Makif, which means that it doesn't affect the person in his behavior and it doesn't have any internal transformation that it causes in the person. It's necessary, relying on Moshe Rabbeinu, to draw it down, to bridge the gap between the source Lamaila and the experience of the person here below. You say, even more so, even that level of Amunah, which is in Memala Kalaman, which a person could understand and relate to with his seichel, which even lahavdul goyim relate to, tzarech liyizba ha'inyin de re'ei emunah. It's necessary to have re'ei emunah, to have Moshe Rabbeinu feed and provide and sustain that emunah in you. Even though this is something that a person l'chayda relates to on a very simple and real level. What? Yeah, even memala. What's the reason for this? In order that it should actually permeate and penetrate everything, all the behavior of the person, until thought, speech, and action. Without having that connection to Moshe Rabbeinu, where do you stay in your life? You can fall to a level where you're a thief, and you call out to the Eibusher at the same time, and it doesn't change the fact that the person is a ganav. As we said before, when a person becomes immersed in taives, a person can find himself doing such kind of things. Even a good guy, a good Gentile won't do this kind of things. This is the effect of connecting to Moshe Rabbeinu, the Amunah that we have on all levels, including that Amunah that we comprehend and relate to with Seichel, but in order that it should actually change your behavior, when you connect to Moshe Rabbeinu, he pushes that Amunah into you in a way that it should actually change you, should elevate you. The reason for this is, we had this already in the earlier Maamar, regarding Moshe, it says that he was pulled out of the water. The water is above Shemayim. There's levels of Shemayim, 2 levels of Shemayim he mentions here, which are various levels in Seiviv Kalalman. But the water is even above that. The water above that is. Moshe Rabbeinu draws from the deepest and highest level from Atzmos and sustains it and gives a Yid the kayach to take that Amunah and change himself internally. This Amunah Moshe Rabbeinu is mamshech. He draws down and brings it into every Yid. Every Yid has this Amunah. Moshe is not being mechadish something that the Yid doesn't have in his heart on his own. Every Yid has this level of Amunah. Moshe Rabbeinu is revealing it from its concealed state, and that the person should have a change in his actual behavior based on this Amunah. This idea was explained in the previous Maamar, regarding the mitzvah that it says there regarding buying an Evadivri. When you buy something, the item is there in the store even before you buy it. You're just moving it from one ownership, from one location to another. Moshe Rabbeinu is revealing the etzem of the neshama of the Yid, that it should be revealed within him in the new location that the neshama finds itself now, which is in a physical body here in the world below.
So Moshe Rabbeinu is doing this whole thing. So how can we get shikubah? That was how can we get worse than a goy?
If a person,
Moshe Rabbeinu is constantly doing it. So how can we get worse than?
If a person turns away and does not connect and rejects that connection, what?
He's doing the Kol Yisrael. He's doing the
correct. Moshe Rabbeinu gives this to every single Yid, yeah. But a Yid from his own part has to connect though, has to plug in. If a Yid doesn't connect, the Yid could fall very, very far. Moshe Rabbeinu provides for every single Yid, but the Yid mitzad himself has to connect though to Moshe Rabbeinu. It says, the Rebbe brings this in the Maamar, Yud Alf Nissen, where the Rebbe discusses the same subject, that just like we know in general, whatever comes from a higher source, when it falls lower. Based on everything we said here in the Maamar, that a Yid has a higher shadish in his neshama l'mayla. When a Yid does not connect and he rejects that connection, a Yid could fall even lower lahavdil than a guy. And you see it b'muchash, unfortunately, that the places that a yid can fall, when a yid falls, he falls into the lowest place, completely in alle blotte.
Look at Berkeley.
Huh?
Look at Berkeley.
What, it's all Jews that
Most of them
are the liberal Jews that are
come
from Jews, starting from communism and everything else, all the isms, all the Jews that those are in the philosophies and in the and Bechlal and everything in all areas. I'm a falt and Gorvite.
I mean, look at the Sanders. I'm a sugar now. I mean,
Ayid Neshama.
A 78-year-old guy can convince a bunch of idiot kids, and they're voting for him. It's like
Unbelievable, huh? Yeah, it's all Yidden. Alles dreht sich herum die Yidden.
In the previous one of the previous Maamar, we learned that there's something even higher than the Min Nimlach. I forgot where it was.
Possibly. Wouldn't be shocked.
Forgot.
Can't remember now the details of what it said there, but yeah. Me Nimlach, the Eibusher consults with Yidden. Now we could appreciate the mitzvah of Machzas HaShekel on a deeper level. Which is also in the beginning of this week's parsha, right? Rashi brings in the beginning of this week's parsha, the Torah says the term Truma 3 times, and one of them refers to the Machzas HaShekel that was brought for the Karbonis. So regarding Machzas HaShekel, Chazal tell us, Matbeya shal eish, her elei HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'Moshe. The Eibusher shows Moshe Rabbeinu a fiery coin, and V'amalei, he says to him, Zeh yitnu. This is the coin that the Yidden are going to give for the mitzvah. Kozeh yitnu, like this fiery coin that I'm showing you. What does this mean? What's the Eibusher showing Moshe Rabbeinu? Hainu, meaning, shal yidein is seen as Machzas HaShekel mulmato, when a Jew takes a simple half coin of Machzas HaShekel here below, b'chinas esarusa d'leila, he awakens himself, he connects from here below, mamshicha mulmayla b'chinas matbeya shaleish. Then you connect, and there's a response from above, which is the fiery coin that comes from above, esarusa d'leila. However, zuirak, this is only the beginning. This is b'chinas asarusa de le'ela, sho asarusa de l'sata magas l'sham. This is the response from above, based on the avodah of the yid that he can do. His avodah below can reach that level of matbeya above that the Eibusher responds and gives him. Shi be'erka v'nimshechas al-yada. It's on the same level that he can reach, and he draws it down through his avodah. But then, and following this, he can draw the Eibusher gives even more from a place that the Sarusa de Lasata does not reach there, as we learned this many, many times. The idea that it says regarding the desire, the will, the draw of the heart, that the Yid's heart loves Hashem. There are 2 levels in the love in the heart. There is that feeling in the heart that a person has based on his understanding, based on his appreciation of who the Eibusher is. Hainu, meaning, when we use the term Rusa de Liebe, so what happens is, after the person contemplates and realizes the greatness of Hashem, it brings about an emotional connection that surpasses what he understands. The emotions take a person even further than what his seichel understands. But it's triggered through his isbainanus. This is a feeling that comes based on what he understood. And then there's a level of Rusa de Liba that doesn't come, it's not based at all on the person's isbainanus whatsoever. It's Elihi be'etzem haneshama. That's the desire and the will of the very essence of the heart of the Yid that's connected to the Eibusher. This is the holy Machzas HaShekel that a Yid gives from below. Kodesh daike. We use the term Kodesh, Shalamayla mi Kodesh, which is higher than the term Kodesh. Ki yidu, as it's known, ha'hefresh ben Kodesh leKodesh, the difference between these 2 terms. The Kodesh hu ha'amshoche. Kodesh is once it's drawn down. K'mavur b'inyan ha'Kodesh Baruch Hu. The term used regarding the Eibusher, Kodesh, and right after Kodesh, what do we say? Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu means he's drawn down. The Av Shakodesh Ulashon Afrosha. The word Kodesh means that he's removed. Shu Kodesh Muvdal, removed and holy, removed of everything. Right afterwards, we say that this level is drawn down. The word Kodesh is spelled with a vav, Hamayr al Amshache, like the shape of the letter implies that it's something that begins at the top and is drawn down to the bottom. V'hainu shehu beged seviv kolamin al kapanim. This is a level of seviv kolamin that comes down. Mashen ken kodesh, which is written without a vav, himilu begarmei. It's a word for itself. Shezui b'china shalamai legam seviv kolamin. This is above the level of seviv kolamin, and this is what a person reaches through the mitzvah of machtas hashekel. Finish the Maamar tomorrow, mitzvah Shem. And we have a put a Maamar here.